They call it the Acer Predator Triton 14. Now, this is the 2023 model. In this video, let's unbox it. Now, this model was one that really stood out to me last year. It was powerful, it was well built. It was really one of the best laptops I saw from Acer in 2022. And so far in 2023, it's the one I'm most excited about because it packs a good amount of performance. 2022 model did, and in a nice small well-built package. Now, if you've watched my channel for a while this year, you know that the G14 has not overly impressed me. They had a lot of potential coming in to 2023, and honestly, I was a bit let down by the upgrade to RTX 40 series, the upgrade to Ryzen 7000. It just didn't pack as much of a punch as I had hoped. And while I do love the design of the G14, it didn't change, and it doesn't have to change, but there wasn't this vast amount of improvement that I hoped for with an upgrade to two really new generations. So as we're pulling out the Predator Triton 14, I am very excited to see if this laptop can take on the top spot for my favorite 14-inch laptop for 2023. Nice little pretty card there. Anyone can find anything on the internet, including your full legal name, your personal email, your home address, phone number, and even your relatives. That's why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor, Aura. We've been using Aura to monitor our personal information online for over a year now and have been able to reclaim control of our personal data. This information is accessible because of data brokers who profit by selling your information to robocallers, telemarketers, spammers, and anyone else that wants to learn more about you. You can use my link by going to aura.com/BenjiKaiser to try a 2-week free trial to see how many data brokers are sharing your information. Aura's app also features a VPN, password manager, real-time credit and identity theft monitor, internet parental controls, and protects your devices from malware. Aura has almost every internet safety tool you'll ever need, all inside one app. Let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online. If you sign up right now, Aura will give you a 2-week free trial with my link in the video description. We have a 230-watt charger block for the Predator Triton 14. Great amount of power ready to go into this laptop. The design so far looks very similar to last year, which I am totally fine with. I liked the design of last year's laptop. I felt like it was a good choice. Now, one thing I see right off the bat after we show the weight and thickness on the screen, this is really interesting. There is a micro SD card reader along the front of the keyboard deck. That is super interesting. So that tells me that they definitely want you to use that for extra storage. So if you buy a 512 or a 1 terabyte micro SD card, you can slide that in there and immediately have upgraded storage on the go without ever having to take the bottom cover off of the laptop. I can barely speak today. Now, going ahead and looking at the left side panel, we have a USB Type A, USB Type C, power adapter, and Kensington lock, as well as a nice large vent. Along the back panel, 2 large vents to vent the back side of the chassis. And then along the right side panel, we have a USB Type A, HDMI, and a headphone jack. So good connectivity, not a ton, but definitely good. Now, I like the silver aesthetic, definitely a clean, slim laptop. Let's check the press on the top there. A little bit of press. You can see it with the press when I push my finger down. You can also hear a bit of the rattle of the aluminum. So I would say that they chose good aluminum materials, and the bottom cover seems to be secured better to the chassis than the top cover. Even the press, you can see there's barely any press. So that's fantastic as far as the assembly is concerned of the materials. Now, going ahead and looking at how it's fit into the side panel, you can see there's a little bit of lip there, but it's not a catchy edge. So the bottom cover fits into the side panel very nicely, but it does create a little edge there, but it's not sharp. There's no sharp edges. So the assembly on this laptop is good. Right now, looking to shape up to be one of my favorite Acer laptops, just like last year. All right, let's go ahead and open the laptop. That's done easily with one hand. Very nice. And let's see if we have enough power to get this thing turned on while we're checking out the interior of the laptop. Now, one thing I will definitely complain about on this laptop is look at the size of that trackpad. It is tiny. Compared to something like the Zephyrus G14, which I love that large glass trackpad, this is a bit of a killjoy for me. Now, that doesn't mean you can't bring along a mouse, but for on-the-go creators, this seems like a pretty small working area. Now, it's not the end of the world, and it is secured very nicely to the chassis, not rattly whatsoever, so great build quality here. It definitely is smaller. Now you do have a fingerprint reader to open up your laptop quickly. That's nice on the trackpad. And then I like the consolidated keyboard deck. We have some nice function buttons here on the right side, and we have a good full-size keyboard on the laptop. Now they've given us a 3/4 shift key, classic Acer move. I don't like 3/4 shift key. I want a full-size shift key on my right hand because that's the one I'm always using. And when it's not, I usually hit the up arrow key. You'll watch my videos and see that I constantly complain about those. But besides that, this is a great looking keyboard. RGB backlit, nice spacing between the keys, quiet, but definitely some confident snapback to the key press. And it's a medium key press, pretty strong, confident medium key press. Now the 16:10 aspect ratio screen is great for this small form factor. So it feels roomy, feels spacious, doesn't really look super bright off of the original half brightness, but once I brighten it up, going to full brightness, it looks nice and crisp. Now this is a mini LED display, so it's gonna be good for power efficiency, it's gonna be bright, it's gonna be color accurate, but we don't know the full specs yet. I'll do a full test of the display in the full review, so definitely subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on that. Now, regarding the price and availability, you can head down in the description below and click those links. Now, if you do make a purchase, I'll get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. But of course, that's what keeps this channel alive and the helpful content coming your way. Now, there is a webcam on the top of the bezel of the screen. Here's a quick sample so you can check that out. This is the webcam on the Acer Predator Triton 14 and a little sample of the audio for you as well. Now let's go ahead and check out the screen flex here, something I did not do yet. Definitely some wobble at the top and at the bottom of the screen. That's never a huge concern for me, but I like to show that just because a lot of people are usually curious. Hey, how's that screen? Is it pretty pliable? Does it bounce? No bounce. Almost like 0 to none. Normally, if you look at like an HP Omen, it's like wah, 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 wah. This looks really good actually. Now, a really nice feature on the Triton is you can quickly switch between eco mode and bounce mode with the button right there on top of the keyboard deck. So if you want to save power, just quickly pop it into eco mode. If you need more performance, go ahead and put it into bounce mode. And then if you want to get into turbo mode or performance mode, you got to have the laptop plugged into power. As you can see here, there's a little kind of table of contents and it tells you on battery power, these are the modes available to you. AC plugged in, you have access to these modes here. Now this is a really cool design nod. If you look here on the keyboard deck, this is actually a glowing Acer Predator symbol. You can see it changes colors with the keyboard. So as the keyboard changes colors, you'll see that change colors as well, which is really neat. They got a little light up feature there on top of the keyboard deck. Nice little touch. As I'm looking at the command center, they've definitely added some features this year that were not there in the past. They have these user scenarios where you can set it to gaming, quiet, daily use. You can monitor the different performance aspects of your laptop. You can get even more specific than the mode. You can control the fan manually, and you can also jump into your advanced settings to change up some of the aspects of the laptop. So this year, the Command Center definitely offers more options than it has in the past, which is great to see Acer updating their software as well as their hardware. Now, before we go ahead, flip the laptop over and check out the upgrade path. The model I have here is the i7-13700H with the RTX 4070 and 16 gigs of RAM. And again, if you are curious about the exact price and availability, I have put links in the description below for you to check it out. Now let's go ahead, flip this laptop over and check out the upgrade path. Now, as I pull the bottom cover off of the laptop, reveal the 74 watt-hour battery. You can see that there is one M.2 drive slot available and it is occupied. So you can go ahead and you can upgrade that M.2 slot. But don't forget about the micro SD card reader on the front of the laptop. So technically, you do have an upgrade path with the micro SD card reader. And if you do take the bottom cover off of the laptop, be careful because the screws that hold in the bottom cover also hold in the battery. So you don't want that to fall out or disconnect on you. I should probably make sure that that's reconnected before I put the bottom cover back on. So not much upgrade path on this laptop. Does come with 16 gigs of RAM and that is soldered. So that makes me a little wary. I wish there was an upgrade path there. That's where the G14 has an advantage. You do have an upgradable RAM stick. So just keep that in mind. Remember that links in the description if you are ready to make a purchase, and click or tap the screen here for more videos to help you with your purchasing decision. I'll see you here in the next one.